Hello again, and welcome to round 4 of the event. This time we'll be playing against still Phalanx once more time, and I hope you watched the previous game where spoiler, I played against still Phalanx. So if you wanna see me do it again against still Phalanx and show you how it's done without guided, then go ahead. I really welcome you, and I hope you enjoy with me this quick battle report. There might be some more, less pictures because the game was a bit more stressful than the previous one, but nevertheless still fun. Well, as much fun as it can be against still Phalanx, right? So let's, without further ado, wanna see me do it again? Let's just go to the list. So again, the same list we're playing in the previous game. This is basically Hack Islam good stuff. I'm not really going to go one more time against it, but very importantly, key players against still Phalanx: Armand, Al Jabel, Mukhtar. Those three pieces are basically going to break or make the game, and very importantly also the Zamira. The Zamira with her Berserk is very good, and Zuleika with her fork, you might get lucky, right? You might get lucky. And spoiler alert, we will get lucky. Without further ado, let's just get into the still Phalanx list. So, still Phalanx list, we have a much stronger version than the previous one, but without Atalanta, very importantly, because some sacrifices had to be made. First fire team: Akmon, Eudoros, one Myrmidon, Pandora Hacker. Pandora Hacker will be very annoying in this particular game, especially since I want to win with my vHaqq hacker, and Pandora is a hacker, which makes it very awkward. But this is the fire team with some hacking potential. We have Eudoros, a good gunfighter, and then we have the other triad with Makon and very importantly Hippolyta. So previously we only had to worry about Eudoros going off, and now we have to worry about Eudoros or Hippolyta going off, and both of those pieces can very easily shred through any Hack Islam or, lot of lists. Let's be real, and it's not only Hack Islam. We have Penthesilea. I think she was in group 2, I'm not 100% sure about the groups, forgive me, but I know that Penthesilea was also making her presence here known, and she's really good at masking, like absolutely very, very good. She's a specialist, she can kill civilians, she has 2 wounds, she has smoke grenades, she's basically a one-woman army, right? And importantly, we have still a Phoenix that we want to take care of, and we have a guy just for this job, which is the Lemuet. So, I lose the lieutenant role for the first time over this tournament, and I am forced to go second. And at least I get a side, but I have to go second, which is So after my opponent deploying, he deployed the Phoenix on this catwalk, then Macaon, Hippolyta, and like Myrmidon there, and again flash plus 4 arrow, flash plus 4 arrow. Like, I understand the sentiment that they are group 2 and you don't care if they die or not, but still not a fun. They basically are free kills, right? Then our worker was somewhere there. Not sure, I remember. Somewhere there, basically, hidden. And then the Penthesilea was around there, and the Eudoros fire team was located behind this building. So basically somewhere there. So we have to worry about either this alley, this catwalk, or basically my opponent going through either of these directions. And unfortunately, there is no really way for us to stop them. Because Phoenix is there, and Lemuet has to play against Phoenix because he's basically a linchpin of this list. Lemuet has to land here against the Phoenix, which makes it very awkward to defend against the Eudoros, as you will later see. So we cannot even use Lemuet for reactive purposes, as we probably could to slow down Eudoros, but we cannot. Azrael is there on the top of this building. I really have zero expectations of the Azrael. Against Mim 6, he's not really gonna hit anything, especially if every still Phalanx character will smoke themselves off on 16s, but he still is an option against Phoenix. If Phoenix will start advancing, I can maybe get him out of cover, I can maybe force the issue of the Azrael, but again, no real expectations of the Azrael. I just want him not to die. Then we have the Berserker. Again, we want to capitalize on the success against the Macaon. If my opponent makes a mistake and moves him too much, I can Berserk into Macaon or Hippolyta. Dailami, protecting this HVT, and we have the Mukhtar hidden as much as I can possibly from my opponents, so Mukhtar won't die, because that's again second linchpin of this list. Rafiku, I'm not really a fan of this position, but there was nowhere else for him to go. There's the Flash Boost, there's the Flamer Girl, and we have the Buried Hacker ready to advance to the console. The Liberto, the mine is there, and the Liberto is hidden behind because it's exclusion zone. So the current objective is basically to survive, and that's all I want from this turn. So my opponent activates the Outdoors fire team, and there is something that's very much in my favor. Because I run 14 models and I'm missing around 30 on the table, give or take, my opponent is sure that I'm playing Nadir. And over this course of this first turn, he will constantly play around a Nadir that's not on the table. Because there is Akron and the Pandora, both without mimetism in this fire team, those are very juicy targets for my Flammenspear, and they can potentially kill the entire fire team if I'm lucky. So my opponent very much respects the Nadir and spends the first order cautious moving, then spends one more order to throw Eclipse grenades so he can safely maneuver his fire team, and this basically means that he makes a lot of inefficient moves with his fire team, which buys me around 8 inches of movement. This is very important because the Eldoros cannot really get into my deployment zone and start killing stuff, because he will basically run out of orders. So the fire team takes this way, and then there is one more Eclipse grenade thrown here. The Eldoros goes up here, so see the biker girl, but by seeing the biker girl he is forced to take fights against the flash pulse bots. He needs to split fire, puts shots between the flash pulse and, well, the flash bot and the bike. I win this face-to-face roll with the smoke, I smoke myself off with the Zamira, and the vHaqq lands a successful flash pulse, stunning this guy. This shuts down the attack, and this is extremely lucky. This is a flash pulse on a 7, albeit my opponent, I think, too much focused on the Zamira. He wants her dead, rightfully, but ignoring one flash pulse, face-to-facing another, I get lucky, I have to admit. This basically stops the Eldoros in its tracks and forces him to run away and deploy somewhere there. This is still, I'm not in the clear. Well, I'm in the clear, but basically this Eldoros will be left standing there, and he will be very annoying for me to deal with, because Mukhtar is, because he has Eclipse grenades, I have to basically kill him once in template range. So up to me, and yeah, so somewhere other stuff. There's the algebra also deployed, but basically everything else in this turn is irrelevant. Everything was put into this fire team, which managed to make this walk here, this walk back, and the group 2 orders, I think Penny managed to get there, get back. That's about it. So he put one console, he clicked one console, and he failed to do any damage to my order pool, which is extremely lucky. I have to admit and say for one more time that I know that I got very lucky, and I was very happy that it happened. But it could happen, and it also was made possible by the fact that my opponent played around a Nadir that wasn't there. If he didn't play against the Nadir, he would have 3 more orders to fight, which I'm sure would mean that he would separate the fights and take the flash pulse bot one by one by one. But because the Nadir took away 3 orders of him, he started to take more greedier approaches, and this cost him. So back to my turn. The bike activates, throws smoke grenade because Eudoros is there. Oops, I jumped the part, but basically what happens is that this bike smokes here. I then start climbing on the stairs. I take the flash pulse, but the flash pulse misses. I end up getting up here. I throw a again. I walk up here, smoke, get up here, get to this position, give or take, and Warkov flash pulses me. Everyone on this rooftop dodges, and I'm at the crossroads, and I decided to basically risk it for the biscuit and put 2 flamethrowers on the Eldoros and the Pandora. Everyone succeeds with the dodge roll except the Eldoros. Eldoros is the only one to fail his dodge. He fails 2 armor rolls from the flamers, fails 2 more armor rolls, and basically gets burned off the table. Myrmidon jumps into close combat with the Zuleika, but at this point I'm extremely happy. I killed the Eldoros with 2 flamethrowers, again, luckily, but you have to take what you get against still Phalanx, right? This allows Lemuet to stand up, save from the Eldoros, take the shot against Phoenix. Phoenix responds. I think he tries shooting, but we're outside of 32. Phoenix just misses completely. I land two shots with double action and basically delete Phoenix. So at this point I deleted Phoenix, I deleted Eudros. I still have gas in my tank to move this leave this Mukhtar, shoot this flash put off the table, and the Lemuet finishes off the turn strong while killing the other flash put bot. So a very good turn, and yeah, we're feeling very happy about ourselves. So this is how my opponent responds. Hippolyta breaks off the fire team and Impetuous. For some unknown reason, I think my opponent was a bit undecided, and he thought that he would get enough orders to move the Hippolyta and do some damage with her, so he takes the Impetuous. But then the Myrmidon kills the Zamira very quickly, Zuleika, moves on top of the staircase, double chain rifles Lemuet, Lemuet fails the dodge, takes one wound, goes prone, and then the fire team basically shuffles around here and everything. It's basically some reposition here or there, and Pentazilea. I want to remember what ended up happening, but I think he managed to kill one of the HVTs, but I'm not super sure. That's one? Not sure. Anyways, basically what ended up happening is that Myrmidon killed the Lemuet. They left here. They were basically standing there. This fire team, the Hippolyta moved, but my opponent decided that he has not enough orders to run with the Hippolyta all the way here, so he basically tucks her away in this corner. So, up to my turn 2, and here's where I will make a mistake. Well, it is a miscalculation a bit. I'm also getting a bit too greedy at this point because I want to press the advantage. I know I'm ahead. I want to basically put the boot down on my opponent and basically force this issue. So, the Mukhtar, that's was there, again moves this way, gets on top of the stairs, deletes the Myrmidon, moves here, and I start doing a lot of coordinated orders. I slingshot with the duo, I slingshot the vHaqq here, press this console, and move this way. Stand up with the Azrael, then this Dailami will move with his irregular order into this position. The Barit starts moving forward, and I move this bike with irregular order forward. And at this point, I get this Aljabel, kill the HVT, and spend all of this time walking, well, more like jumping down, walk, and I think it takes me 2 or 3 orders and I kill Hippolyta with the shotgun shells. Because Hippolyta's impetuous, she's not in the fire team, those are 12s, and I kill the Hippolyta and leave the Aljabel standing, but he did his job. So I successfully deleted Hippolyta, which was the other big threat. And here's the mistake I mentioned at the start. I started the turn with the idea that the Mukhtar will move here and suppress, covering and shutting down the approaches from the Pentazilea and shutting down this fire team. So this was my idea for the entire turn. Okay, so Mukhtar moves here, kills the Myrmidon, suppresses to prevent Pentazilea from going. But then I have this like feeling in the back of my head that, well, suppression bad, doing stuff good. And I spent the orders moving the vHaqq to the console and I failed to push it. So instead of suppressing, I waste 2 orders on pushing the button, fail both times, leave the vHaqq there, and the Mukhtar is not in the suppression, which was the entire point of this turn. Lemuet is also standing there, but he's not going to particularly benefit from this turn. So, here's my opponent's turn, and here's the early funny stuff. Myrmidon activates. Macaon stands up with his lieutenant order, shoots the Aljabel with his combi rifle. Azrael shoots him, but fails miserably. Macaon deletes the Jabel, but the Dailami that I aforementioned shoots on a 5, lands a 3, and basically deletes Macaon in my reactive turn, which is good stuff. Yeah, good stuff. Then the Akmun stands up, starts shooting at the Mukhtar. Liberto dodges, then starts templating, and it takes like 3 or 4 orders where I constantly template the Akmun with Liberto. He constantly hits the Mukhtar like once, maybe we don't miscatch our completely, but it takes him 3 orders, Akmun takes 0 wounds, and Mukhtar is deleted. And this is very important. If the Mukhtar wasn't suppressive, I'm pretty sure I could kill the Akmun, and this opens up a way for Pentazilea, and Pentazilea almost makes the game happen. She moves to the middle, steals the console, moves here, kills this HVT. I miss the shots with Azrael. Let's just skip ahead, I think I have one picture. Yeah. So She moves there. The Mukhtar is, remember, killed. Kills this HVT. Moves this. Kills the HVT, the real target, with the SMG shots. And finally goes down to the combination of the Panzerfaust and the heavy pistol with continuous damage. And this means that my opponent is tight on the consoles, and he has took a real target killed and I don't, which is a shame. Pandora is there, and Akron is there. And finally, I think in the end I put a wound on the Pandora with the Liberty and she kills him with viral pistol, something like that. So it's up to my turn, and we still have a card up our sleeve, which is the vHaqq, but Pandora has to go. Pandora is a hacker, right? Pandora is a hacker, so she provides this access. So Lieutenant stands up, first order, shoots with her AK-47. Pandora tries to her dodge shenanigans, fails, gets killed. Lucky again. Akon is there. I need to do something with him, so Lemuel just walks up, stands up, takes the shot against Akmon, cleanly deletes him. This opens up a way for our vHaqq. vHaqq lands here. The Rafiku finally manages to push this button, select this HVT. vHaqq lands, pushes the button thanks to exclusion zone, moves here, kills the HVT, moves again, kills the other HVT. And we managed to flip this game around. If the Pandora would survive, right? If the Pandora would be there with the hacking area, I would have to move the Barret first and try to make the Barret versus Pandora happen and try to immobilize her. Land the vHaqq, hope she does not reset. Then again, take some fights. So this would mean that it would be very, very risky for me to fight against the Pandora if she would survive. Luckily, the AK-47 wielding Lieutenant picks up the slack and kills her in one burst, which is lucky. So over the course of the entirety of the game, I made one mistake of not leaving the Mukhtar to arrow, and this would seal the game, I'm pretty sure. But I didn't, and it allowed my opponents to almost make a comeback with the Pentazilea. But I have to say that, first of all, the Eudorus getting stopped by flash boost was lucky. Second of all, Eudorus dying from flamers, this was lucky. And yeah, the two lucky events were very, very key. Macaron dying from the Panzerfaust, this was funny, but this was not really impactful on the game. If the Macaron was standing there, Mukhtar would shoot him once and he would gas proud or smoke himself or whatever. But nevertheless, vHaqq really pulled his weight, because without the vHaqq, I would need like 2 extra orders with the Barret, which would be doable, but not efficient. vHaqq landing almost next to the console, pushing the button, killing the HVTs, this was like really big money. Thanks everyone for watching, and it ended up like 8-3? Question mark? Something like that. Basically, I lost my I lost 2 HVTs, one was for a real target, and I killed every HVT, and I had more consoles. And that was about it. And yeah, again, Lemuel, really key piece, killing Phoenix. Good stuff, good stuff. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and see you in the last and final game. Bye.